lineups. But make no mistake, whomever pulls on the blue and gold of either strip will play with equal passion. Sideline this afternoon. Good afternoon to former Otago captain Kelvin Middleton.
Yeah, good afternoon, Tom. Afternoon, everyone. Look, I can tell you at Carisbrook it's raining. This is southerly, but in here, absolutely beautiful as always. Looking forward to a fast, open game.
Yes, and both sides looking to open their campaign on a positive note. As you can see from the previous record, Bay of Plenty got the drop on Otago in recent years, but not here. It's a long time since they've enjoyed a victory in Dunedin, and Otago will want to get some revenge for that big loss last year. And remarkably, only Carl Axtons and Kendrick Lynn, just two players, returned from the starting lineup that took the field in the Steamers' last round robin match against Canterbury. Though Josh Honeck has 39 caps, the most of any of today's team list. Brent Mather back in Dunedin to face the side he represented on 30 occasions. Hamilton-born Josh Soul has 47 caps for Italy, so his experience will be invaluable among these novices. Bay of Plenty desperate for points here. This is a crossover match where the 6th ranked team, being Bay of Plenty, meets the 9th ranked Otago, so there was no choices here. And Bay of Plenty have a very tough mid-season stretch of Auckland, Canterbury and Wellington, with Southland thrown in as a midweek fixture, so these early points, early flag points, so essential. And looking to re-establish his career in New Zealand is Willie Oripia, the former Rotorua Boys High student, in his home provincial colours, to make a statement in the absence of Chris Noakes. We're going to share that job, but Chris Noakes out throughout the entire season after surgery. So too Phil Burley. So they've lost a few players. There'll be a lot of new faces, a lot of debutants today, and we'll take you through those. There's one of the experienced heads, Kendrick Lynn. And those conditions, of course, are external to the stadium and no concern to anyone who's bought a ticket today, and many have. And it's good to see such support for Otago. They played such exciting rugby last year. They deserve the backing this time round. And Tony Brown was well impressed with his charges in the last outing against their southern neighbours. He's only brought in Kieran Moffat back from injury and from scoring 17 tries in club footy. And Lee Allen retains the open side role after replacing the injured Hugh Blake. 2009 All Black. Tom Donnelly's returned to the fold, welcome with open arms. Paul Grant at the back of the pack, back in charge as captain. And a very enthusiastic response. These unique jerseys. Tanaka there, what a great season he had. Paul Grant, he is leading the side. You can see Tom Donnelly there. And fine time as an All Black. It was short-lived, but very effective. Great to see the matched up with the kids after the parade earlier. And his reputation may be founded on being an ace goal kicker, but Hayden Parker's development as a playmaker has been meteoric. Against the Stags, he was tactically astute, set up 2 tries, saved 2 others with inspirational defence. All attributes that would be admired by former All Black Jeff Wilson alongside me in commentary. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, it's nice to see such new talent, some new faces through ITM Cup. We've seen it all weekend. Last match of the round. Exciting matchup. Important for both teams to get this season, this competition off on the right foot.
Mike Fraser's the referee. He'll be helped out by James Dolman and Adam Morrison. The TMO, Doug Rogers. Sideline if required.
It's not on me.
Watch out for Bay of Plenty's open side flanker, Bo Robinson, the former Australian international. That's Paul Grant. He'll be all over the place, Paul Grant. Brent Mather. All set to go.
Go.
Bay of Plenty, if you're confused, playing from left to right. They're in the gold and blue colours also. So Otago in their alternate strip. And will take good ball. Take it outside the 22. Tanaka, it's high and handsome and a good chase, but players very conscious of being in front of the kicker. They stayed back. Liam Coleman gets the boot to it, and we thought for a minute Gareth Evans was going to scamper away, but just a knock on early.
Superb kick from Tanaka there. Nice and high, found some space. A little bit of confusion in behind there for Bay of Plenty. Just a little wee knock on there from Otago. Now the opportunity. First chance as we see here. Just landing in no man's land. No commitment to that ball, and just comes off the hand of Liam Coltman there. First opportunity, attacking opportunity, And of course, our first chance, Kelvin, to see this much vaunted scrum battle with these new rules. There's been some issues. What are you expecting tonight?
Oh, look, I'm expecting it's always going to be a battle. Look, these guys have not been scrumming this new system for very long. So, yeah, there'll be a few restarts, but all in all, let's hope it goes well. Let's watch and see.
Samasoni Fisalau from former Tongan international.
I didn't even get the set.
And from Northland. Brad Thorne enjoying this game and not having to strip or warm up.
He doesn't get many weekends off, does he?
He would have been to the gym this morning, you can guarantee that.
Just like yourself, Kelvin.
Now, we'll find out. The two teams have got the scrums worked out, and it appears they have. Fed it right down the middle, taken off the back by Joe Tupe, and they're running the ball from the get-go. And this is a great run from Namani. And it's in midfield and protected, but the advantage is very much with Bay of Plenty, both on the front foot and with the referee. Kendrick Lynn can't get through the Moffat tackle, and it was turned over. Parker clears the ball from the danger territory. It'll roll into touch and to the relief of the Otago fans.
Oh, incredibly fortunate there, Otago. If that ball had gone to hand to Bo Robertson, he was in support of the line break of Namani down the right-hand side. And that's a missed opportunity. But Otago will be disappointed with that short side defence. Far too much space. And Fisalau, so dangerous with his running game.
As you can see, Robinson at the back of the lineup with a shocker blonde here. One game for Australia against Samoa in 2011. And Joe Royal throws it to Robinson. He took it uncontested. And a few tackles are being missed. Fisalau got through. And to big danger here. Satauti places it. Quick processed ball. And this is beautiful understanding. Tupe getting oh so close. 5 metres out before the ball has been lost forward. But a fine start.
Kelvin, it's all about first-up tackles at the moment. Otago missing those in the front line. Fisalau, we saw how dangerous he was for Northland last season. He has gone to Bay of Plenty. He is making far too many line breaks here as he gets through the first tackle. Great fend there. Tanaka pushed off. They get in behind. Robinson in support. If they want to stay in this game early, they need to make up their first-up tackles.
Yeah, that's it, Jeff. You've hit the nail on the head. And, yeah, you're talking about Fisalau, but he's a click over 100-odd K up against 72 kg Tanaka. So, yeah, got to tackle him low. That's where the game is for Otago at the moment.
Crouch.
Early test of the defence for Otago.
Stand up. Yeah, we're not going head on head like that.
Got the put into the scrum, but the pressure's on.
Straighten up and stay outside.
Liam Coltman, what a popular figure he proved to be. His work ethic superb for both Otago and latterly the Highlanders when he came on and got those opportunities late in the season. And when you're looking for a future hooker at all levels, his name must be there or thereabouts now that he's specialised in that role after covering propping duties for Otago in the past. That's a steady scrum, chance to feed right down the middle, and the referee said that was not fed straight, and that's just the opportunity. They did not want to cede to their opponents. Shakes his head.
Great patience there from Bay of Plenty in terms of this shunt, waiting for the ball to come in to have a go, and then as soon as the ball was down, there was a little bit of a twist, and I wonder at times whether that twist accentuates the fact whether or not it's underneath the foot, as you see here. The patience shown from the Bay of Plenty scrum. They're waiting. As soon as that ball's available, I mean, it's very difficult. It's there. Hard to tell, and of course, the hooker now, he has to get well out in front with that foot. If he doesn't get it extended, it's going to be difficult for it to look down the middle.
A lot of students in town. We've got a midterm break coming up shortly, but they're still in attendance, and they've turned out in numbers today. Go straight to the deck.
Yeah, everyone's just a wee bit iffy on these scrums. There's binding issues there. Everyone's a wee bit nervous. They don't want to give away any more free kicks, Otago especially. So they'll be looking to be a bit stronger on this one.
Get it higher this side too, please. Higher.
And especially with so many new players to this level. I'm talking to Kendrick Lynn before the game and saying that substantial difference between club level and ITM Cup is similar to ITM Cup and Super Rugby in terms of having to raise your game.
Steady!
And the speed and physicality at ITM Cup level.
It's been a lot of talk about these scrums, and I don't think we should be too worried. Look, they are trying to make the game better, but it's only been the first ITM Cup game, so we've got to give these guys a bit of a break. They'll grow into it and they'll just get better.
So hit, hold, and we'll get ball in, okay?
Talking very much about the hold. It's about getting that nice and steady, and difficult there just losing his bind, Scott Manson. And if you don't get that bind up, all of a sudden it's going to be unstable. And they'll be looking at opportunities maybe to put pressure on scrum time. They'll feel as though they've got the edge there. They've got danger in the backs, obviously, Mather and Lynn, strong runners, and Namani from the blind side. And, of course, Fisilau, just even down the short side, will be tough to stop. So a challenge for this Otago team very early on.
Now will Fisilau get a chance to feed it?
Yes, 9.
Looks steady to me. The referee agrees. Much better. Protected by Tupe in the back, and they will release it to the backs this time. Slipping straight through, Namani found an enormous hole in the Otago defence and made them pay.
Not a hole, a simple missed tackle. One-on-one defence has let Otago down very much early in this game. Namani, of course, he's been a player at the Chiefs, had a brief stint here with the Highlanders, a guy with Super Rugby experience, and one-on-one very difficult. You see here, he's lined up the space in behind the first 5. Ripia drifts out, nice wide pass. Parker with the responsibility gets planted straight under the bar.
Oh, just a simple but effective move from the Bop here. Look, nice and simple, and as you said, first up tackles, they're absolutely killing Otago, putting them under all sorts of pressure. Namani, you won't get easier than that.
Got a feeling as well Otago will probably look at that scrum situation and say there was plenty of dominance as Ripia just nudges it over. I think that was a very, very strong platform. They'll see themselves having a slight advantage at scrum time already.
So 7-0 with a successful and simple conversion to Willie Ripia.
Very powerful, explosive player. Far too easy.
And that's not typical of Parker defence. Last week he fought a couple of Southland guys twice that size, so got his timing wrong. I'm sure he'll try to make amends. We'll see the first line out on this side of the field, about 10 metres outside the 22.
Teams seem to be going for a bit of territory here. A bit of kicking, and compared to last night at the Southland Tasman game, lots of running. But teams seem to be vying to get that ball down the park, put the pressure on the other team.
Tom Donnelly, very important to this Otago side in Vars's experience.
Use Franklin instead on this occasion to pull the ball in. So attack down the middle, Lee Allen taking the ball forward. Grant involving those backs, and Ensor has got so much pace, had no chance to use it. It was well read for Satauti, and the turnover came. Some mistakes aplenty for Otago. They have a soft start to this game. Attempting a turnover now. There's Franklin with the aid of Allen, but not successful. All retained by the visiting team. Again, Lynn timed his run to perfection. The pass was good. He had dummy runners all over the place. They try that again. Perhaps it was just a missed pass. Touched an Otago player, went forward. Allen makes the tackle. And all the possession with the boys from the Bay.
5 and 7 blue offside midfield.
Pressure on. Otago are deciding to push up very quickly on the outside, but they're not shutting down the space enough to prevent Bay of Plenty finding space on the edges as Kendrick Lynn. And once you get him behind the opposition defence, hard to get back. Otago not retreating through the middle of the field. The big fellas conceding the penalty, but right now all the pressure seems to be on this Otago side, holding on to possession as well as putting pressure, as we see here. The space coming up. Nice miss pass. Lynn running hard and straight, well and truly in front, as we see here. Franklin on the outside never quite makes it back onside.
Ripia, a simple conversion to open his account. He'll strike the ball well. He'll enjoy being in handy angle, a bit of distance to cover, but well within his range, especially when the conditions are balmy. Strokes it nicely enough. No question, that was over from the word go. And 10-0, an early and well-deserved lead.
I can tell you here, it's just gone a bit quiet in the Otago camp on the sideline. Just wanting to get their hands on the ball and look after it, treat it like gold.
It's a bit quiet in the stadium, and that's hard to achieve here, Kelvin. That sums up how Otago's playing at the moment. Can't get the crowd into it. High kick and highly contestable too. And up Bruce Namani. Advantage with Bay of Plenty. Could be a penalty too, so nothing going right for the hometown. It looked like a fair contest, but it's been declared as reckless in the air, so replay will confirm that or otherwise.
You can't contact a player in the air, regardless, and if you try and bail out late, you've still put the intent on, haven't allowed him to come to ground. As Rugby drives Otago into their own half, as we see here, it's just floated over, he's in the air. You can't contact the player, that's dangerous. It made it very, very easy. I'm sure there was no intent, but you have to protect the player, allow him time to get back on the ground.
Yep, have to agree with that call.
You can walk in all you like, we're not throwing it until you're set.
Some delay on the throw.
Come on, let's fucking hit off.
So, just confirming the call, I think. That was the confusion. Now they all know what to do. And it goes to the back and pulled in. It was a good take in the end by Axtons. They were able to roll off on that possession. Franklin makes another tackle. He's busy on defence, as are all the Otago players. Just fires that pass out. Mather keeps it going. A little bit of confusion. It bounces off an Otago player. Back to Bay of Plenty. They're getting the bounce of the ball, but one or the other. They're showing none of it to Otago.
Offside and close, number. 3 and 2 in close, offside.
Otago 6s and 7s at the moment, getting in each other's way.
3 and 2 offside and close. Yeah.
Scott Manson and Coltman there just being in the guilty party, but that's just being put under pressure. Bay of Plenty seem to be making easy yards even around the ruck. It's normally been pretty strong of Otago, especially last year. Their defence was immaculate, so they're really going to have to upskill themselves.
Kelvin, can you run us through the jersey design, what it's all about? The Spates Fund.
Yeah, look, this is a great fund here. Good environment, Spates Environmental Fund, launched in 2009. They put forward $25,000 and they take money from the spring water that is collected at the Spates Ale House there. And look, they're after non-for-profit organisation to put their name forward to get a bit of that money. Great, great one-off jersey. Can auction, be bought later.
So Ripia 2 from 2 makes it 3 from 3 and off the upright. They all count for 3. They keep adding up for the Bay.
Otago need to get their hands on the ball, simple as that. At the moment they're making too many errors, giving away penalties. Their discipline showing a little bit of that inexperience. It's time now for some of the players. Tom Donnelly to get the message out. Paul Grant's played enough rugby here. Put some demands on their teammates to look after the ball, be patient, be disciplined, force Bay of Plenty in their own territory.
Far cry from the form of last year. They cut loose from the kick-off in most of their games here. Hard to do when you're watching the opposition run around with the pill, which is exactly what's happened again with Ripia putting a very high kick in. Ensor comes up and he should take it with ease. He does. He looks not to run it this time because he's got plenty of support. Used Moffat initially. And Tanaka has the back line underway at last. Evans draws a penalty. Evans backs offside for Bay of Plenty. They're not going to be satisfied with that. Populiti is the man they've got to get into the game. His happy feet are delirious at the moment. They just step through that first line of defence with ease. He's got them going forward. Just what the doctor ordered. Can they finish it off? And this is much more like the Otago team we knew and loved last year. From an entertainment perspective, left the ball open. Bo Robinson pounced on it. And it was in fact an Otago knock-on, but by far their most promising move.
Well, Buxton Popoli is a player with Super Rugby experience, was fantastic for them last year. When he makes his line break, you'll see the Otago players in front of him actually give him a nice little screen, as you see here, if they come against the grain. Nice little cut. Sees the wee seam there between the two Otago players, which he spots nicely, and here breaks the tackle. Just that patience, that accuracy, got well inside the Bay of Plenty half as they found space on the outside. Good, nice straight running, and just here, good contact and tackle. Ball comes out. Pressure comes on. Just there, just has a wee look, and Robinson very quick to pounce on it. More positive play from Otago.
I'll give them a shot of confidence. Probably now gone yet to open their score. Yeah, the scrum. I want to get the ball back in play quickly.
Yes.
Now feeding. But Otago applying the pressure. And enough? No. To detachment, so any chance Otago had of increasing the pressure is gone.
It's disappointing for Otago. That's been the best spot they've been in, but again, guilty at scrum time and give up the ball. Too easy.
Josh Honeck talking to Mike Fraser there about the fact he felt the Otago forward pack walked around in that scrum. He's saying it's very much a tactic. Rather than actually pushing forward, they've come around. Mike Fraser talking about the fact playing the ball while it's still in the scrum, but you see how quickly they try and turn it, whether it's walking around, but Stephen not staying bound, as he says there. Need to keep that scrum score.
No, sort your numbers out. 2 half-backs.
Confusion over the number of half-backs in attendance. Quick tap taken by Evans, and off he goes. They've got a little bit of momentum going. They want to maintain it. Inside the 22, Tanaka is doddly handy, but they're quite happy to get these backs. They've got some exciting ones. Tony Ensor among them. Try scorer extraordinaire. But, ran out of space and support.
You can feel that crowd. They lift. They actually lift behind this Otago team as soon as they look threatening. But yet again, turning that ball over. Any good winger, Jeff, shouldn't be doing that, should you, down the sideline?
Absolutely. You've got to work away from that sideline. But Otago with great intent to try and play at speed and use the width. They hold their depth nicely. Great bounce on the outside from Ensor there. Cut inside. You have to work hard. Hold on to position.
Contested line-out time. And Otago, through Miller, have grabbed it. And he's going to make it available for Tanaka, and they have some close-in runners. Liam Coltman at the forefront as he enjoys that physical contact, and it's the difference it's made every move in his forward progression. A little bit sideways now. Coltman has his second touch. And just a little fumble on the ground after he'd placed it. He'll get it back, but only after the scrum's been awarded.
Well, look, Otago last year were the top team for not turning that ball over, not giving away errors. They've started this game exactly the opposite, turning it over here, going to deck, just popping out, trying to have a snavel at Scott Manson, turning it up.
I got it.
There's always that danger when you try and play with that intensity and speed, where you're trying to rush things, but you also have to have that discipline. It's all about doing the fundamentals, the basics well. They've got a very good servant at halfback. As we see here, Otago was the last held scoreless in a championship match. I can't see that happening in the stadium ever. In 1983, when they drew 0-0 with Auckland. Can't remember a 0-0 draw ever. There it is. Okay, so interesting to see that. But field position, they had some. Just turning it over again. Scrum time.
It's not that long ago, 1983, for a 0-0 draw.
I was just wondering, were you playing then, Jeff?
Too bad to release it. What Jeff thinks of his answer. Safely into touch, but only just.
I don't have to qualify that question with any sort of answer. Thank you very much. Don't let the lack of hair deceive you. Thank you very much. Good opportunity again, though, for Otago. Second time going to a short line out, 3-man. Very unusual to see that.
Yes, and Donnelly straight back to Tanaka, and they've got a whole new mindset now. The early stanza, hesitant, they're now confident. Coltman on the ground. With his weight in gold. Trying to clean the ball out. Robinson thinks he's entitled to it. The referee has a contrary view. Just getting an explanation that 2 cracks is not allowed. The first time he was in a good position, the second not.
Well, if he is an Australian, he might have misunderstood the first time. But look, Otago finally getting some go forward, and you can just see him. First one was fine, but he went in again. Referee right on the spot. Here's a good chance for Otago. Get on the board.
Well, it's a great pickup for Bay Plenty, isn't it? Ray Robinson, I mean, a guy with the experience he has played at the highest level, understands what he can do. Very abrasive individual, but just very, very clear as Mike Fraser's having a chat to Miyaka Tanaka.
It was a good pickup because Taurau Latimer is going to have a bit of extra time off after such a heavy workload for the Chiefs and a huge contribution. So if you have to call on someone of this ilk, is a good bit of negotiation.
Well, the talent they've created there, lots of Sam Kane being involved. They've had Luke Braid. I think he's headed off to Auckland to play there. So they've managed to produce a number of players. Carl Axton's late age group rugby for New Zealand. So there's plenty of talent there. But Bo Robinson, a real asset as Parker, like some reward for some field position.
Good money's on success here. He was the most successful kicker at the stadium last year in terms of percentages, and he continues that fine form with 3 points to start Otago, scoring 10 behind though.
Yeah, crowd finally getting to warm up their hands, give them a bit of a clap together. It's been a while coming, 20-odd minutes into the game.
Important they win this ball in the contest. Rugby gives his forwards every chance to get up there and make life difficult. But he was tapped back, and Donnelly managed to make sure it was 100% Otago's. Parker's inside the 22. So Tanaka actually takes it himself. Puts good height on it. Popularly chases. It's a good catch in the end from Axton's before Popularly put him on the ground. But Tupe fires out a poor pass, so with a bit of a hustle and bustle, they might be able to turn this over. Otago, Moffat up quickly on his man, but safely enough. And Tupe, throughout that wild pass, has made amends. He gets help from Royal, and they take it down that sideline, close there too. Now it's the Bay that are hesitant. Hames to the ground. But confidence that saw them start at a hiss and a roar. It's been tempered a little bit by this Otago comeback, but it's not complete. Ensor with heaps of room, and cut through the first tackle, tripped over the second. With the pass away, Evans protected it. Tanaka manages to get his captain involved.
Release, go!
He'll never lose the ball in that kind of situation. Choices were backs or forwards. He opted for Parker. Parker put it safely into touch, and a strategic move on his part.
Very nice play that. Ensor brings it back very strongly. Got a nice carries, did some work through the middle, held on to possession, committed some players in the front line. And Parker found some space in behind. They seem to have settled into their work now after that early onslaught from Bay of Plenty.
Joe Royal on debut. Taking his time over the throws. Must be borderline long enough. It worked, so no complaints. Either holding it up midfield. Robinson with the clean out. Fisalau getting it out of the way. A charge down yet again. Peterborough the try. How often have we seen charge down tries this season in New Zealand rugby? There is another.
Fantastic work from Otago there, recognising the delay in the pass from Fisilau to Ripia. Peter Breen recognising there was an opportunity to put the pressure on, went to the outside foot as we see here. Mather, he carries, all of a sudden he comes out, it's a little bit loose, that gives time to go forward, and then going for a little bit too much ground. Good composure, well and truly back in this game.
Oh, look, as you said, Tom, that's a great try there. Peter Breen, good Alhambra boy. He's happy with that, but there has been a lot of charge down. We saw them in the test last night. Just that pressure coming on, getting new combinations, and just they're going to have to quicken the whole thing up a bit. Otherwise, it's costing teams dearly.
Yes, he was the club player of the year this year. And some games for Otago in his time. Oamaru born. Those first 5, second 5, full-back. Great asset to the side, and especially now he's engineered their first try. Parker, again no mistake, 2 more points and a much healthier scoreline if you're an Otago fan, down by 3. A very good combination in those lead-up games with Hayden Parker. Inside him, Michael Collins, of course. It's Bo Robinson with some instruction. Will be heated. Paul Grant on his own versus 3 of the Bay. It fell the right way for his cause. Parker's kick off the left boot was flat and safer this time than his opposites a few minutes ago.
I don't believe so. I don't get a touch.
Tell you what, that kickoff from Willie Ripia is absolutely outstanding. It has given the Bay Plenty forwards every opportunity to get up there and try to snavel that ball. Beautiful kicks.
Well, we're trying to hit the roof. I don't think anyone's managed that yet, Kelvin. The height.
I'll have a nudge after.
Royal has his arms around it. Need some help from Tim Bond. And that is Bond that's broken away. Another debutant. And all come to naught. Quick throw in from Evans. He's really been sharp, Gareth Evans, about creating opportunities, and Populiti is a very good choice to get the ball to. He didn't quite find the touchline, but the pressure is back on the Bay. And they clear it through the boot, but it's taken by Ensor. And he was strong. Tanaka with no room whatsoever, and he beats Robinson to start with before being dispossessed.
Poor decision there from Tanaka in limited space. That ball needed to get shifted back to the left-hand side of the field. Good urgency, good intent. Spoke to Tony Brown before this match. They want to play this game at speed. They want to use the ball. They want to find space, and Tanaka is one of the best players in New Zealand to do that.
Two-handed off the top, just what Fisilau wanted, and that gives them the ability to bring in Satauti and his other winger, who is Namani here. Rolled and placed. Fisilau. Otago back tackling, but Bay of Plenty. Fisilau electing not to run yet, and he showed how dangerous he was. Mather with the pass, and this is space that Satauti will enjoy. He looks for some help, not quite close enough to offload, but the danger far from extinguished. Bay of Plenty on the charge, and it's Josh Soul took it to ground. Slowed down somewhat the move, but they're still in prime position and will pick themselves up a penalty.
Don't lie there. 13. Roll out.
Michael Collins pinged there for not rolling away, but what you're seeing Bay of Plenty do very well is they are shifting the ball to the width. Nice hands here on the outside. Had a 2-on-1, chose not to use his support. Tauti, and then all of a sudden, well in behind, and as you'll see here, tackler not rolling away and allowing the players to collect the ball. As we see, looks as though Josh Honig is not in good shape, Kelvin.
No, there's a couple of boys starting to fall off here. Looks like from Otago, Buxton Popoli, he's struggling too. See Farsi Furtai warming up on the sideline, getting ready for him.
Well, that would be a blow on both counts.
That's it, Josh Honock. He's no good. That wing is looking very sore of his. Pingi Tapapatanga looking to get on there.
The most experienced game time wise of the Bay of Plenty team today, in Bay of Plenty colours at least, and it's a big loss. Goal kicking exquisite today, no mistakes. And Bay of Plenty able to edge further ahead by 6.
Yeah, just as we said, guys, Buxton Popoli, he's gone off, he's not back on. Furtai on, and yes, I made that propping change. Tala Apatanga coming on. He's a big unit too, look at that.
I think it's clear with what's wrong with Honock, but Kelvin, you can find out the status with Buxton. Keep us posted on that one, would be great, as Parker gets the game restarted. And they're getting quality ball of Tim Bond, 1.94 metres, big frame, and Tipiki Sports Club. Kick over the top, it was well read by Tanaka, and Enzo was looking for some of that ball, follows out, very long pass, a little bit lucky not to concede possession. Collins tidies it up and Tanaka's round there, but joining on the side, no, ahead of the ball.
Lee Allen guilty of not coming through the gate of the tackle. Just the little disciplines as Ripia signals he's going to have another shot at goal. Recognised it straight away, recognised Mike Fraser and said, yep, made the error. Frustrating though, as we see Ensel throws that big wide pass. A little bit of a gamble here, and you see Allen there as he's coming through. Look at that. I mean, that straight doesn't get any easier for the referee. One of the details that they are looking to clean up, as we see here, it looks as though it's a hamstring injury. Probably disappointment because he is extremely dangerous.
You explained the gate yesterday, Jeff. There was a perfect example of the way that Collins was lying. The gate was virtually from head to toe. Side on, he still didn't get him behind
He
it.
still didn't get it. Exactly right. It has to be the width of the tackle player, and you can see his intent was never to come from behind that. And it's a picture the referees pick up very, very quickly.
Ripia's toughest kick by some margin, certainly by distance. The direction is good, the accuracy spot on. It's a beautiful display by both men in 10 about goal kicking in the stadium.
Oh, look, he kicked that right in front of me here, guys, and it was a beautiful, sweet thump. Nice, clean hit of the ball. They don't come much nicer than that.
Talk like you've done a few of them in your time.
Watched a few, Jeffrey, watched a few.
Barry takes it and gets to the ground quickly. So there's lots of protection for Fisalau. It's a chaseable kick up. There's a call from Enso and they almost let him take it because he's pretty sound. Breen on a high from that try-scoring effort. Tanaka always finds Parker. Good understanding. And Tanaka's English very limited, but you can just sense where young first five is. Paul Grant is just close to the ball. It's the workload. Now Parker has a run. He's got nowhere to go around Bond. And that's a new name, Tim Bond, and he's impressing for Bay of Plenty with his defensive work and obtaining ball for the Bay. Meantime, Otago still have it. Breen puts the kick in this time. Deflected off a Bay of Plenty player. Makes no difference. Can run back. Honey. And sealing off on the side. Another one to breach the rule of the gate.
Yeah, absolutely. Bo Robinson comes flying in, but he actually misses the first contact. As he spins around, he decides he'll come from the side. Expect Parker, with his range, to have a shot at goal. The little things in the game to try and tidy up. I'd imagine, Kelvin, it's going to take a couple of weeks, particularly at scrum time, as we see here. Nice strong carry from the back. and that's just straight through the side. Makes it easy. Players now, Kelvin, very quick to get on the ball, puts the pressure on the player cleaning out, doesn't it?
Oh, look, it does. And just see there, Buxton can confirm that. It is a hammy. I've never done one in my life, so I don't know how it feels, Jeff. But for Buxton, looks like that's going to keep him out for a while. But yeah, it's a very contested area today. Is that breakdown? I think Mike Fraser's doing a good job so far on it too. Calling it nice and sweet and loud and clear, and letting the players know what's going wrong.
All due respect, Kelvin, I don't think you're quite as quick as Buxton, even in your prime.
Maybe in a car.
So Parker, he now challenged by a long distance attempt. But, as we saw last year, to make the distance. Seems to be that the radar is on song. Might just make it, and does. Tit for tat on long distance difficult penalties. 19-13, the Bay still ahead by 6. Jeff, I'm glad we... Sorry, Kelvin, I'm just saying that, Jeff, I'm glad we put aside the fallacy that you can't get goals in the stadium, because there's nothing wrong.
Oh, look, I was just about to comment on that, isn't it? A just beautiful sight to see these two kickers.
Maybe you've got to be left-footed. Maybe that's what it is.
Well, could be. Sure, Porneza will research the accuracy of left foot kickers versus right. Knock on. Play ball. No, just secured. And unplayable.
Attacking side. Straight down. Too many bodies off their feet.
I think there's quite a situation at the moment where Bay of Plenty have had a lot of possession, but it's been at the wrong parts of the field, so they haven't been able to accumulate points. Where what Otago have done well in this first half is when they have managed to get down there, they've managed to come away with some points. So important, and it's about they're starting to accumulate and just stay in touch when they really haven't had many long periods of play with the ball.
Crouch.
Yep. It's a crucial moment in the game. They have plenty. Have been ahead most of the time. I'd like to add to that. Otago have fought back manfully, but had to concede late points.
No, we need to be higher this side. No. Here it is. The issue this side, too far apart and we're too low. Okay. Close this side. Closer. Yeah, perfect.
This is a great attacking opportunity. And with a player like Fissalau with his great running game, he can go to the right. There's plenty of space here. He can try and create a 3-on-2, get on the outside with a loose forward there.
Crouch.
Just Gareth Evans. Space on the left.
Sit. Yes, 9.
Fissalau gets the word from the referee. Tupe hands in the ball. And they did have the numbers to the right. The flashes through and comes quickly to Fissalau, but not before hand just doubled it forward.
I think halfbacks are wary now when that ball is available. You're trying to shift it away very quickly, and the pressure is on with a number of bodies and legs around in that area, that if you just take your eye off the ball, something, any movement can put some doubt in your mind whether or not you can handle it, as we see here. Good leg drive. There's a very quick clean out. Now, the clean out's good, but all of a sudden he has no protection. It pops up there, just takes his eye. But when you've got no protection, it allows the opposition to come through, so you're wary. Get it out of there as fast as you can. Just take your eye off it, force the error. I'd say Otago would be happy at 19-13, given the limited opportunities they've had going into half-time.
Yes, and their poor start in the first 15 minutes. Forgettable. But the damage has been mitigated. And, especially if they can finish this half without conceding more. Breen's kick, remembering he can play that first 5 position, he kicked tactically and certainly got some mileage on the ball. And this is Steve Honey. He's had rare touches this half, but that's a good one. Fissalau protects his support short side, and Kendrick Lynn provides some safety. Now they change the direction, looking for a hole in the middle is Josh Soul. Big frame, couldn't get all the way through. Certainly made it difficult to distribute the ball. And, continuity good. They've heard the siren. They cannot afford a handling error here. They're trying to create at least a point-scoring opportunity. It was a half volley, but Tupe picked it up and fed it on. Satowdi looked dangerous, but this time they're onto him. Breen making the tackle. Fieselau back where he was moments ago, so they've made not much progress until Namani put his hand up and said, give it to me, and took it forward. You see the try line top right of your picture, but the turnover could be, no, not quite in favour of Otago. It remains alive. Robinson gets it away, and Royal is close and it's lost over the goal line. And in the nick of time, half time will save Otago's blushes and some pretty good defence.
If I was Otago, I would get in that changing room very quickly after that period of play. With literally 10 seconds, they should probably have gone to touch, but Tom, 19-13, Bay of Plenty leading Otago.
Well, Kelvin Middleton will be catching up in just a moment with Kendrick Lynn, and I'd say they'd be reasonably happy, Bay of Plenty, with their start. Let's see what Kenny Lynn has to say.
Yeah, Kenny Lynn, look, you started very well, very dominant, but it seemed to fall off a wee bit.
Yeah, we lost a bit of composure in our own half, couldn't clear our territory. Got a bit flustered, a couple of those rucks there, and gave them easy points, so we feel like we're going bloody good when we're attacking territory, so we can get points when we stay on the right side of the field.
You'll be looking forward to keep that ball in hand a bit.
Oh yeah, it's hard not to in the stadium, you know, it's criminal not to use the ball. So we're doing that, playing territory when we need to, but the space on, we use it with the ball in hand.
All right, best of luck, mate.
Cheers.
Yes, Bay of Plenty started the better. Otago had the better of the second half of the first 40. And Bay of Plenty lead, though, by 19 points to 13. Given the number of debutantes, there's no doubt Bay of Plenty in rebuilding phase, but the new boys have come to town and they've come to the party. They've scored that first try and kicked all their goals, as have Otago. Just not as many opportunities. A grand start by the Steamers in the first 10 minutes. They lead by 6, courtesy of this try. They spent a lot of time down this end of the park Otago were stretched, and a missed tackle opened the door for Namani. No problems finishing that off.
Absolutely, Namani's been dangerous every time he's carried the ball in this first half, but you'll see here, he just gets Parker to plant, has to launch to try and make the contact. He is far too strong and powerful to not score that try.
Took a while for Otago to get going, about 20-25 minutes, but when they did, they applied decent pressure inside the enemy 22. Pounding at the breakdown, forced this rushed kick from Ripia, and combined charge down by Breen and Parker. Breen there to dot down.
Well, we've seen a lot of charge downs this season, a simple case of getting territory, putting pressure on and getting reward.
So I think Otago will be a little bit relieved. As we discussed in the break, Jeff, Bay of Plenty could have been further ahead.
Absolutely, had a lot more opportunities, got into the game, looked after possession. As we'll see here when we go to the stats, you'll see there's 66% possession. You know, they had some territory advantage as well. They've taken those advantages and looked after the ball, and they've looked as though they could have broken the Otago defence down on a number of occasions. And here, penalties conceded. That's where you lose territory, that's where you lose possession, and the accuracy of the Otago team, whether it be the breakdown or their offside, has put themselves under a great deal of pressure.
Yes, you saw Phil Young giving the message, the assistant coach of Otago, who likes players with ticker. They'll need plenty of it to take these guys on. They've come here to make a statement. They are the premiership team and they need these points. So far, they've got them. They lead at the halftime break 19-13. Well, hometown fans have seen their team start slowly. I'm sure the plan's to do something to the contrary. Let's hear from Tony Brown. He's with Govan.
Yeah, Otago, normally known for their free-flowing game, Brownie, but it's tough out there. Bay of Plenty making it hard work.
Yeah, definitely. We're struggling to stop their go forward, and it's putting us under pressure, and we're giving away a few penalties because of that. So for us, we just need to stop their ball carriers and basically just sort of harden up a bit on defence. If we can do that, then we can get our game going. And as you saw a couple times out there, when we get it going, it's going to work.
That's the one. And the breakdown seems to be an issue for both teams. Was there any discussion about that?
Yeah, I think we're just on the back foot a bit and giving away penalties. So that's about it. That's about the nuts and bolts of it for us.
That's good, Brownie. Best of luck.
Cheers, mate.
And just a substitute for Bay Plenty, but an update on Josh Honick. He had a dislocated shoulder. They have put it back for him. He'll be very uncomfortable for some time. We won't be seeing him again today. Eden Parker gets the game restarted inside Bay Plenty territory. And is opposite Ripia. Returns the favour, returns the ball. And Ensor, tempted by the run, decides not to. Gives Moffat a crack. He's scored those 17 tries in club footy. He wants to score a few for his province. Chip and chase from Breen. Popped up in the most important places today, that midfielder for Otago.
Very nice play there. What they did was they forced Steve Hunting, the fullback, to push right across to the far side. They switched quickly and Breen took it right to the line. Meant that there was plenty of space in behind. Now Otago will probably try and look to pressure the line out here, get up very quickly, compete for position, try and get some early territory.
A short line out will be contested, but they delayed the throw enough, did Royal, to lure Otago into a false jump. This time it was pulled in by Fuatai, and he did well because under a lot of pressure hit the ground solidly, as did Moffat in that tackle. Ball has come Otago's way, plus an advantage. They can be adventurous through Franklin. He tries to get his arms through the tackle and decides on the safer route. And his fellow locking partner, also Tom Donnelly, can get no further. Player off the feet, penalty chance early.
You'll find Bo Robinson there. He's actually gone on his feet.
Not supporting your own body weight.
Exactly as Mike Fraser was just said, not supporting his own body weight. You'll see here, he goes over very quickly, but watch his left knee. Goes down to the ground. Automatic penalty. Makes it very easy for Mike Fraser. As he wants to talk to Bo Robinson.
You just got to get your timing and accuracy better, eh? If you're out of it, if you're off your feet.
Yeah, Sevens don't listen for those things. They'll keep going at every single breakdown they possibly can until he puts his hand near his pocket and it itches that, because that's bottom line. He looks and goes, well, do I want to go to the card? So Parker gets an opportunity here to close the gap, to get it back to 3 points. Interesting, Dave Thomas coming on in place of Tino Namani. So one danger man, but Dave Thomas, very experienced, played a lot of games for Auckland in and around Super Rugby, been hampered by hamstring injuries, but plays at a very high level.
And it's his flatmate that's given away this penalty. He's hosting Bo Robinson at the moment, and he's seeing that penalty punished. Parker can do no wrong off the kicking tee, and the gap just 3.
I actually don't think he can kick a ball straighter than he does. It is a tracer from point to point, straight over the black dot.
I wonder, a number of players like Coltman, who just love their rugby. You can see the smile on the face with Parker. They really get stuck into the game, and fans love that enthusiasm. When you're having that success, you can understand why. It's a good take. It sees quality ball delivered to Tanaka, and he's hampered by a hand, but it was let go, so no penalty. Kick cannot go out on the full, and it won't. It was knocked back by Ensor to Breen. He did well to secure that position initially. Still have it. Slow to come out. No, there's a bit of confidence there from Fesilau that they've turned it over, but no, he's mistaken. Something for the ball. Coltman got nowhere. It was well read by Bond. Tanaka gets that ball away to Parker, and he sees some space in behind the Bay of Plenty backs. And oh, it's a great running catch from Thomas. Keeps it in the field of play, and it's as hard a catch you get. Running back from height with players bearing down on you. Inside, up and under, will test them again. This time, they let him land. It was Satauti that took it, and they let him go. Here's Robinson, backdoor pass, but far too close to the touchline.
Nice work there from Otago. Good accuracy in the kicking game, putting up nice and high. So the counter-attack is hard to launch. As we see Thomas here, great skills. Oh, it looks awkward, but does well not to put his foot in touch. Good field position for Otago.
And good ball too from Donnelly. Made easy by the fact it was thrown straight to him.
Those little things, Kelvin, those are the things that you need to get right. Uncontested pretty much there for Otago, and if you don't get that platform to launch from, whether it be early season, then it's important. As you see here, Otago have won 9 consecutive matches against Bay of Plenty in 15 years. It's a long time, and they're only held below 27 points.
Jeff, got to ask you, sorry to interrupt, got to ask you about the test match last night. Well, we got a break and play. How impressed with you with the All Blacks?
Oh, it was phenomenal, wasn't it? I thought no better led by their captain, who everyone had doubts about. How dare you doubt Richie McCaw? After 70 minutes, he had 10 minutes to get himself nice and composed. Then he does the interview afterwards, and he doesn't look as though he's played a game. Look, I think that was indicative of the All Black performance. Clinical, discipline, put pressure on the Wallabies. It was a pleasure to watch. I was with Kelvin and Tony Brown up at his place just talking it through, and I think I couldn't be any more impressed. And Ewan McKenzie will be left scratching his head today about where does he go for next weekend.
I think there'll be a bring back Robbie campaign.
No. He'll get more than one shot at it. He'll get plenty of time.
Let's hope there's only one shot at the scrum. And we get play back underway after that short pause. I had a line as a guide there, and that was dead accurate. The pass wasn't so good. Neither under pressure. Here between 2006 and 2009, Brett Mather, University. Ensor calls for it. He's got the speed to cover so much ground, makes it look easy. Moffat on his shoulder, driven to the deck. Sol making the tackle, almost the turnover, and they have got it, the Bay. Tupe almost grabbed it, and then a counter ruck from Otago, but Bay of Plenty get the nod.
Great intent at the breakdown. You put pressure on. You don't give up after the first contact. You keep going, get numbers, weight of numbers to get going forward. So we'll see the contact made here on Moffat. And you just see here, just weight of numbers, ball over, numbers over the ball. But then the contest, they almost win that for Endeavour.
Oh, they're scrappy parts of play. I think what Tony Brown talked about at half-time was up in that aggression at the breakdown. Otago need to do it. Look, they've got 3 loose forwards on the bench too. They're going for a 5-2 split, so they've got plenty of engine power there throwing the forwards.
Quick tap taken by Tupe to Robinson. Robinson wants the conflict first hand. Placed it beautifully. Fieselau able to recycle immediately. It's the speed of the ball out of that contact area making a big difference to Bay of Plenty either being on the front foot or the back. Fieselau toyed with the short side, went to Repi in the end, and he set Robinson up for the Tanaka tackle, which wasn't fearsome but was effective. And Miller strong around the fringes, as is Manson for Otago, but they still can't dispossess. Thomas coming off his wing to create a little bit more forward momentum. He placed it, and Otago helped themselves. Now Ensor, well, he would have been tempted to spread it, but he thought there was space out wide. It was covered in the end by Honey. He got across very well indeed. And then Satauti caught round the ankle by Ensor following up that kick. With some groans from the crowd, the referee responds, I'm sure, to his AR call more so than the general public. And the advantage with Otago for the knock-on, and that must have expired as Ensor fires it across to Breen, and he's made a few things happen today. And he grabs that ball on the pass, skips over the defender, stays in the field of play, and Donnelly uses his strength to ensure it still does. Grant with the distribution. Now they're getting numbers and support, but Otago, as the Steamers, very much in defensive mode. And shored up along there, 22. But the players coming through, despite the protestations of the referee, will incur a penalty. Breen is a drop goal, but he knew they already had a shot pending.
I've called you out.
Yeah, look, the crowd are certainly helping the ref here, and just on the sideline see TJ Ioane just starting to stretch his legs, bend those big legs, so we might see a huge amount of impact come on from Otago.
As we see here, the good defensive work, rushing up to the middle. It's Tanaka leading the charge. Quite predictable, hitting the middle, and then all of a sudden, a little bit of isolation. Quickly to his feet, he was the tackler, gets on the ball, and then the other end here decides to go through the middle, contacts the player. That's certainly illegal, makes it easy for Mike Fraser.
So we just say this is a goal. Reasonably confident it will be so, and the scores will be tied up.
Now that's the commentator's curse.
I'll put my house on it. Oh, the kicker today, the way they're striking the ball. And they still have a dwelling. And while they retreat to halfway, Jeff, you had a brief chat with Phil Young about why TJ Ioane is an impact player, not a starter.
Well, it's one of those things where they love his impact. They know that he can finish game strikes. He is that guy who can change a game, and he's got all the little things you need in an impact player. He can carry the ball. He's a big defender. You know, we all think a Super Rugby player automatically should go on as a starter, but we've seen it all year for the Highlanders, and he'll do it again today for this Otago side.
What a man to bring on.
He certainly came out of the Highlander season with credit, didn't he, Kelvin? Every time, every minute was used wisely. That's a good take from Thomas. Gets the ball away to Royal. And Thomas making a real impact. He's had a lot of touches in a short space of time, and he's responsible for getting them there or thereabouts to 22. Fisalau Mather across, and Tupe and Kendrick Lynn. He hasn't had many opportunities out wide. Michael Collins has made sure of that, his opposite. On that occasion, making the tackle. Thomas again. It's left and right and left again. So there's nowhere on the field. And he's absent. Ripia is the distributor this time. Looking for those holes in midfield. There aren't many at the moment. A little hesitation as to which tactic gave the Otago players time to get up on defence in a flat line. Making their tackles first time. Except then. And Hames got through, and within 5 metres of the line, the danger bells are ringing. Robinson thought he would get through on his own, he was wrong. But Fisalau in quick support. Up to Royal, over the line, and there is the try that looked threatening for some time. Joe Royal with the points.
Work through the middle. Keep it nice and close to the ruck. Get good numbers and support. Get quick possession. Tony Brown talks about the physicality around the defence, needing to get better contacts on. You have to compete for possession. And on this occasion, Fisalau, who's very, very strong, read the options nicely, and they got good numbers. Joe Royal, as we see here, this tackle spins off nicely, does Hames. And we'll see here, Robinson once again decides, I'm going to carry strong. He gets in between, but there's quick ball. It's available, so it's hard to get organised. And Joe Royal runs the right line. And once again, Hayden Parker unable to affect the tackle.
Oh, that's a beautiful line. Joe Royal running there, and look, that's happiness. And just for your info, guys, Samasini Fisalau is coming off, and coming on, number 20, Josh Hall at halfback.
So, you'd have to say Joe Royal with the potential king hit. So he's sat Otago on their backside there with 26-19. Ripia no chance of missing the point blank range conversion, and he didn't. So all the hard work Otago have eked out in order to get back in this match. They're chasing the game once again. They have plenty, finishing that opportunity well. Hall's touch. The first one to Ripia. Best pass he'll fire out, but it was good enough. Is scooped up and cleared by Ripia some 50 metres afield. And Ensor likes this high bomb because he gives it a real chase and a contest, and it came off his chest and almost grabbed it. The pass out wide to Satauti means he has to create something himself, and does. Not putting him on the deck now. Collins eventually wrestles him down, but conceding territory. And Otago every time they're faced with a player with ball in hand at the moment. And they have to wait for the mistakes to come, and it did. Talapatanga putting it on the deck, and Tanaka senses a half a hole and gets through most of it. Collins, advantage to Otago now. 3 points in the offing, they want more. Ioane, oh, you just love this opportunity. You saw the fringes were sparsely clad with defenders. Tanaka and Miller. And they're only 15 out now, Otago. Perhaps still under advantage. Tanaka thinks there's enough runners to get them closer still. It's come off the boot. They'll go back to the penalty, and they'll take those points with glee.
Oh, they need to take those points. This has been about the first time in the second half that Otago have got close, or even in the Bay of Plenty 22. Again, TJ Ioane making yards. They're going to have to continue that, though.
Well, it's at this point of the game, and it happens every time in this stadium around the 55-60 minute mark, that players start to find their fatigue levels, because the conditions are always the same. Both teams having great intent, the ball's been in play a lot, and a big decision here from Otago to not take the points, deciding they're going to go and attack the line out. They like to keep the tempo up. They will play it, as you see Ioane getting his first carry, immensely strong. Offside around the fringe. Expect maybe a line out drive. Back there, power up front.
So many line-out options. They took the safest of them all. Tom Donnelly went backwards a little bit until they can set up the drive. But so far, a good option is the pack move forward. Inch by inch, or centimetre by centimetre, whichever you prefer. Starting to get close to the deck now. They have plenty. Well, they say that was a maul, and we stopped here recycling. It's ours.
Oh, look, those Bay of Plenty locks, I don't know how long their arms are, but they certainly got through Bond and Sol. And they just, the Otago team just seemed to lose formation there. They didn't quite have the numbers up in front. They got through. That's a great turnover for Bay of Plenty.
He's gone. It's enough. Physio comes in, puts right on that shoulder. I actually saw him flinch. Go, yep, no, I'm done. You know when you've done something in AC. Important too. Decision made here, because he recognised probably as well this important scrum here. If they can relieve the pressure, given Otago have gambled. The opportunity to watch this. Oh, yeah, that hurt. Thanks very much.
Just might have had a long fingernail. But he's been a Trojan, as Tim Bond, and he'll be very happy with his debut, as will the management.
One free kick.
Yeah, just to confirm that, Bo Williams coming on there for Tim Bond. So he's a very versatile player, Williams. Very, very quick.
Feet's been really good. Let's keep it up.
The Bay of Plenty management have done a terrific job. How many other teams, 2 survivors from the last starting lineup, rebuilt from scratch. Lost a lot of key players overseas and to injury, and they've come up with a highly competitive lineup. Just look at some of those they have lost. Luke Braid and Dan Goodwin, McCashin, Greg Pleasance Tate. The list goes on. Masanga, and they've still got people like Brett Mather who want to show that they're good enough to fill those gaps long term. Steve Honey, another debutant, rushed into kicking, but a safe one nevertheless.
Jeff, I just wonder how important that line-out was, that previous line-out from Otago. Turned down easy 3, kick. They're going to be wanting to make sure they get this one right.
It's intent, isn't it? It's intent. We're going to stay down here. We want to score tries. We want to keep the tempo up, not slow down.
This time they've gone for Franklin for variety towards the back, and the drive's got a bit more momentum than the first one. It's got some real way on. Bay of Plenty were caught out there. It was all happened pretty quickly. The ball is only, well, it's up elevated. There's backs and forwards alike joining together. Comes to ground as it has. The options might be a little bit limited for Tanaka, but no, they've reformed their back line. Tanaka goes on his own. He almost got the hands through. And Manson, boy from Winton, Only a couple of metres short. Cottonwall's tempted to pick it up. TJ Ioane's done the job. He's been on 2 minutes and he's changed the game completely.
Phil Young talked about impact. He said bringing up the bench, energy, great work up front, great rolling maul to start with. That's what they were looking for the first time they took the line out. Got it nice and set, worked early, went to the outside. They did a good job here. All of a sudden, all the defence is condensed. They get brought in, come outside in, and then a player with this power and strength, this is the strength of his game. Rugby not able to shut that down.
Oh, look, that was a hugely important for Otago then. They needed that more than anything. As you say, talk about impact. Started from a good line out, got the maul happening at the back as we see Parker take his 2 points yet again.
Anytime a championship team beats a premiership team, it is so important for their opportunities to win this competition. Remembering, we know, as we see Ioane finish the try there, we know how important home field advantage is when it comes to playoffs. So for Otago to pick up a win here, you never expected to win those premiership games, as Tom Donnelly's night is done by the looks of things. It means that Bay of Plenty are under pressure, because remembering promotion relegation is a big part of this competition.
There's confidence, Kelvin, to pull off your All Black. The experienced man Tom Donnelly at this critical stage, 20 to go, 26 all. There's confidence in the bench.
Yeah, they're back in their bench. Charlie O'Connell going on for Tom Donnelly.
A flat kick through to Ensor. He waits for a favourable bounce. In fact, it's Parker there. And very accurate with a kick. Quick throw in from Honey. And the kick from Rapier. Well, he got hit late-ish, but the referee said in flight. That's how he's interpreted it. And Parker across. Grant floats it out for Fuatai and Michael Collins. Tanaka quick with the ball to Parker. Ioane not taking on the opposition this time. Miller was left with that job and he did it well. He's impressed pre-season, continued that work today. Coltman, well, again they were lured into trying to grab the tackle. Fuatai might go all the way if he's got pace and strength, but not enough to beat the defence.
Oh, look, just quickly, guys, Joe Royale's come off, the hooker for Bay of Plenty. Albert Ane coming on. Look, that's great pressure from Otago. Just seem to be on the upper at the moment, getting that confidence. Beautiful hands here. Liam Colton, just easy man-on-man, Jeff.
Hardest pass to defend is the bounce pass. There's no doubt about it. So everyone stops and play, found space on the outside, but now all the momentum has certainly shifted to the Otago team getting territory, finding a way to get their hands on the ball at the right parts of the field. They will attack this line-out, get up and compete.
Territory also important as the game goes on, because both kickers in impeccable form. A mistake anywhere near the goal line, and in the half. So you want to be in the opposition half when TJ Ioane ensures that Otago has got runners aplenty looking for the ball. O'Connell getting it closer and the advantage for another penalty. And they'll be happy with 3 the way the points are at the moment. Kendrick Lynn gets the ball, but he knows it's to no avail.
The importance of set piece. The pressure comes on. They attack the line out, the overthrow. And now the discipline has gone against Bay of Plenty and Kelvin. The crowd have got engaged finally in this match.
Try the offside, blatantly offside. Now look, 16. Just be careful.
Oh, look at that set. 92 minutes. That's huge from Otago. The crowd just starting to get in behind them. They're warming up.
Yes, no kicking it in for touch and taking a line out on this occasion.
Plenty of time left in this match. I mean, there's 17 minutes. And both sides have got plenty of opportunity to win the game, but it's about wrestling this momentum, making key decisions. And the key decision was, previous to that last try, was we're going to stay down here. We are here. We've earned the right. We're going to keep playing. Typical of what they did last year. You don't get low-scoring games in this stadium. It is a shootout. And if you're going to play that way, you try and play that way for the full 80 minutes.
And they take that attitude on the road to Otago. It's not as easy to be as free running in other locations, but mentally they know they can do it. Finalists last year in the championship, just outgunned by Counties Manukau. very distinctive routine. Hasn't let him down yet. Nor has it now, inside that right hand upright. 3 more points. Otago in a rare lead over Bay of Plenty by 3.
Changes coming on too for Otago. Scott Manson coming off. Sam Anderson header had an outstanding season for the Dunedin club here coming on. Also we've got Willis Scott coming on. Debut, good to see. Paul Grant, captain, coming off.
I've just got a message from our stats man reminding us that Johnny Wilkinson's a left footer, Jeff, and had no success here. So we'll discount that theory.
He's English. Under all sorts of pressure of a World Cup.
It's interesting there, Jeff, isn't it, from the kick-off, how important it is for Otago to get that right, put themselves under pressure here.
There's nothing more frustrating as a coach. You've worked so hard to get rewarded at the other end of the field and you give the advantage straight back to the opposition. But those kickoffs you talked about in the first half, they are like bombs, up and unders to chase. So they are difficult to take, hard to get the timing right getting up, but you must go up and claim it. Now, the platform up front, scrum time. Can Bay of Plenty get it right? Find some rhythm on their attack now.
You can see Willis Scott there. His father was Steve Scott, for those who remember. An All Black halfback in the early 80s. Scored 4 tries on debut versus Queensland Country, which equalled the record on debut. Sadly passed away at the age of 39. But his son carrying on the family tradition of halfback play.
There's nothing more frustrating as well for a coach. You've made a call at a scrum time there and it's screwed. So you don't go against the screw. You go with the screw in terms of your attack because the pressure then becomes on the halfback. So Axton's decided to go the same way. They've gone through with the call. And he's forced the knock on. Just poor decision there. Gives possession back and you get the feeling, as I said before, just all of that momentum. Also, the intent usually, if you're trying to clear territory, is to have one hit up in the middle of the field, open up some space to kick to. Looks as though we've got here, or they might look as a behind ball to Breen, who's done a lot of kicking off his right foot from second 5-8.
Sit! Steady! Hold! Yes, no.
Pressure on from the Bay, but TJ Ioane scooped it up very quickly indeed. And ball available for Tanaka, and in fact the scrum was under pressure, has been offset by some good loose forward play and then undone by some poor play on the ground.
Yeah, Kane Hames doing everything a prop should do and got in there, just got his hands on it. And look, this will be another 3-pointer option here for the Bay.
There's been 10 unanswered points, so of course you want to just stem the flow, take a bit of a breather. Repier's kicked very well all night. He'll need to kick this to get them some confidence back. He will know what's at stake for them in matches like this. Tough assignment to come to Dunedin and get a win.
So Ripia with a chance to level things up. And nobody has failed yet off the tee. And that is successful once again. We have the scores locked together at 29 all.
Oh, you could tell by the silence around here that that was going right through over the dot.
So Parker to restart. And it'll be too far to contest. Thomas takes it and it's on the ground. It's cleared. Be forced to kick it from depth. TJ Ioane, he'll just, he bobbled it but retained. It stopped him from running it back, and it's actually ended up on the back foot for Moffat. he might, with the fend, prove able to get through that defensive line, and Tanaka and Michael Collins on the 10-metre mark, and there's Tanaka. I'll just correct something I said earlier. My number 20's round the wrong way. That was, of course, Josh Hall at half-back. Willis Scott will be seen later in 20 as a loose forward for Otago. Just keen to get that information out about the family. Got the numbers mixed up. My apologies to both families.
I like the fact, Kelvin, Mike Fraser and his touch judges have been very consistent on the offside rule. They've kept a close eye on it throughout the whole game. You find a lot of referees tend to hit it early in the game and then forget about it. They've been consistent in the fact around the fringes in terms of the defensive line. Just being patient, making sure you are onside, and both teams should have recognised and adapted by now. You have to take that half a metre to stay onside.
Yeah, gee, look, it's a mark of a great referee. It's all about communication, keeping it consistent and for the full 80. And yeah, they're doing a good job out there.
That guy wouldn't have had his shirt off at Carisbrook. Or maybe he would have, actually, now I think about it.
Discipline in the last 10 minutes or so.
Are we 14 for 14 kicking tonight?
We are. When I say we, I mean Parker and Ripia.
Well, we could have done that.
So surely you would have loved kicking in here and playing in here, Jeff.
I would have struggled going into the wind outside. Imagine going playing somewhere else where you're not used to these perfect conditions.
It's a tester, though. I've seen a kick from similar distance and direction before. Will we see similar success? This one might be astray, the first one off target tonight.
No, he's human. He's human after all.
It's good to know we've got that curse still left with us. We can do that. Off the hook.
Took you 15 attempts.
Yeah, well, we keep going. Keep staying with those things. I'll breathe a huge sigh of relief. And you get the feeling now 10 minutes to go, 9 minutes and counting. Which team will crack first?
Restart from Marifia's got plenty of depth on it. Message to play at the opposite end of the field. Oh, Ansel kick not the best. And it's held up though. Otago will be backing themselves to get it back. Perhaps it's come Otago's way. One way or t'other, it'll be via the put into the scrum.
Isn't that a received kick? A received kick. Has that rule changed?
Well, it's
a received kick.
I do believe you might be correct there, Jeff.
Exactly. The rule has not changed to received kick. You have the entitlement, if you are held up, you actually get the ball.
It depends how quickly it formed once you did receive the kick.
There is.
Matt Clutterbuck just warming up for the Bay. I'll tell you what, he's been down here for numerous years. Back in his day was Player of the Year for the Dunedin Club competition. He's made his way up there and performed outstandingly well in the club season up in the Bay.
No, it's not bad. Always not bad. Not bad.
I'm not sure who's captain now, but I saw Liam
on a penalty now for early engagement.
Making that call for Otago about going to the scrum. Doesn't get any much more even that way. Possession, the Bay have plenty. Parts of the field though. Time in opposition 22, favouring Otago there. It's a very good contest though, Kelvin, for mine. Both teams have had opportunity. Both teams have, through periods of the game, played very well.
Yeah, the score is an absolute reflection. No one's really dominated the other. As you say, possessions 50-50, territory probably the same. So 29 apiece. It's going to come down to a very tight last 8. Just see Mick Clutterbuck, he's very, very warming up. And it looks like Joe Tupe going to be coming off in a minute.
So 7 minutes. How crucial with this final phase B in the count-up at the end of the season. Always remember those opportunities lost late in the piece for flag points. There's someone offer here, either shared or on your own if you finish the job off. Both teams have laid the foundation. Thomas. The ball slow to come out. Too slow, says the referee. And another chance for Parker to make a difference here on the scoreboard.
Lee Allen. Was it Lee Allen or was it Gareth Evans? Gareth Evans, I think, very quickly to get on the ball. Nice little deft touch in behind the back line of Bay of Plenty, which meant Dave Thomas getting himself a little bit isolated, and you see that, yes, Gareth Evans just very quickly onto the ball, stays on it, so much strength. You need to get underneath the player there, try and get your head and shoulder underneath his chest. You are never going to win that contest.
Yeah, look, it's very vital. It's going to be... that was a great play by Evans. Again, he's another player from Dunedin Club, been outstanding, one of the best in the comp. You can see him performing that onto the ITM Cup for Otago here.
Well, Jeff, tell us, after you've hit a string of kicks and then you've missed one, can you switch back to that the focus that you had moments before, or you slightly lose your confidence?
I lost my confidence all the time, missed enough to be fair, but he knows the stadium better than anybody. He gets to practice here every week. He does it for the Highlanders, does it for Otago. His routine, as you said, is very particular. Looks the same every single time. There's a long distance kick, the last one, straight in front.
A lot of pressure on this one. And straight beautifully. Lead restored to the delight of the fans who've turned up in big numbers and good voice. Otago up by 3.
Matt Clutterbuck coming on. Joe Tupe.
This high and handsome and almost coming through and able to be controlled by the Steamers, but not quite.
I've got a fair idea here, G. You'll probably know more than me, but what do you reckon Otago are going to do?
This is a situation where, in the old days, that we'd call it cuff 'em and stuff 'em. Get them down the other end of the park. You D up nice and flat, and you say, we dare you to run it. We dare you to play your way out of here. I'd imagine what they would do, though, is they won't kick on the first phase. They'll look to try and get some gain line, try and draw the wings up, find some space in behind Parker. As you see, they're being very clear about, OK, you're hitting me. Or they'll go, once they've done in the first half, they've hit their second 5-8 on the second pass, and he's used his right foot. Just outside the 22, though, this ball, so can't kick it out.
Tamaka able to feed it straight on that steady scrum, albeit briefly. And keeping it downtown is the order of the day. And another great take in there. We've seen some great catching in the stadium. The ball's not swirling, of course, so you can position yourself well, get off the ground, and takes the tackle out of the equation. And Lynn gets it over the halfway and looking to get Hall distributing. Your team wants to be playing in their half. Now Bay of Plenty want to win this game. I won't be happy with a draw. The opportunity is there for one. And I suppose you have to play it safe, Jeff, and take your shot.
Reappear's looking very quickly. He knows, no, he doesn't think he's got the range here. So he decides he's going to play down the line. Gets to the 22. As we see what Ioane, very quick, doesn't release the player. Then he's then off his feet, continues to play the ball. There'll be desperation. Exciting finish here, Kelvin.
Oh, look, this is 3 minutes into it. This is why we love the ITM Cup. You never know what's happening around the corner. But Plenty, this is their time. This is their chance.
Yep, 3 minutes, well, less than that now. That's going to Plenty's last chance. Into the middle. Good drive on that, but they go straight to the deck. Otago trying to grab it and turn it over, not able to though. Safe. Patience here, the key. Forget about the fact there's not much time as Hames gets it to the deck quickly. Available for Hall. He looks to his right and finds the Burley men available. Ball again. Just finding themselves in better field position, so they cannot afford a turnover here. And there's one. Straight knock on. Liam Cotman's pounced. Will be out of trouble, Otago, and it'll be courtesy of a penalty.
Oh, listen to that crowd. They're finally alive.
You're offside.
Frustration on shore from Bay of Plenty. They've probably seen their last opportunity. They may get one more. Now, I can understand possibly why they've gone for touch, because they've got 1 point. They get a penalty, it ties it up. They only get 2 points anyway. So the risk-free reward, if you go for the line-out, possibly score a try, you get the win, you get the 4. At this stage, you would have expected to hold on to the ball for longer, and you would then get the 1 point anyway. So I think in reality, it's not a bad option, particularly against the championship team chasing the 4 points versus actually trying to get a draw. That may be at the end, as you see here. Nice time wasting being done there. Very professional play.
Very tactical.
Beautiful
Very
kick.
effective. Because not only did he kick it out, he kicked it into the crowd. It came into human contact and therefore can't be thrown in quickly.
Yeah, and they'll be in no hurry to take the line out. And I'd imagine here they'll try and hold on to position, play out the last 20 seconds, take their 4 points and get out of here.
Throw that ball in and he goes straight to Miller. Wasn't the intent. McConnell was after it. And keeping it close and tight. The siren is gone. The game is over if the ball is ushered safely into touch. TJ Ioane, who scored that crucial try, has the last touch. He punches it 10 rows up. Otago secure the win, 32-29. Hard-earned victory for the hometown boys.
Reward for tenacity. Reward for playing out the 80 minutes, doing the work in the second half they needed to. A lackluster first 15 minutes, but they fought their way through to a valuable 3-point win.
Well, that was an outstanding effort by both sides. Bay of Plenty, as we mentioned, building their team. Not quite good enough to beat Otago. But there's a very happy Paul Grant. He's with Kelvin.
Yeah, Paul, look, the fantastic, tight start. They don't come much tighter, do they?
No, you're right. It wasn't the perfect performance, but I thought we showed a lot of heart at the end there, and we keep ticking the scoreboard over, keep getting our 3 points, and I think that was sort of the telling in the end.
Yeah, it looked like your combinations just seemed to get better and better. As you say, near the end of the game, things started to flow for you.
Yeah, right at the start, we didn't have a lot of ball. We knew once we got some ball, would be pretty dangerous, and although we didn't score a lot of tries, it's something to start on, and we're definitely pleased to get the win.
Yeah, 4 points against a premier team. You would have aimed for that. That's big.
Yeah, it is in this competition. It's a short competition, and we're definitely targeting this game. So, cheers to the crowd too. It was real good looking up and seeing plenty of people there.
Look, briefly, Ramphilly Shield game next week, Paul. What do you reckon?
Yeah, you don't get many opportunities for that one. So, I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll definitely give it our best shot.
Good luck. Well done. Yeah, Willie's standing here with me. Look, Willie, you started really well, but just seemed to fall off, unfortunately.
Yeah, we failed to get out of our own half, and it's obvious that if you stay in your own half, you're not going to get any points. So a lot of individual errors, and I guess we've got to get better than that. And obviously play 80 minutes, not 40.
Again, you've got a lot of new combinations. Must be hard. You're straight into the seam. Get the combinations flowing.
We've been together for about 6 or 7 weeks, so there's no really any excuse for us to be no really excuse for us to go out there and display that kind of rugby. It's I guess we've got to reflect, and we've got to actually be better and prepare a lot better. And yeah, we had a good energy in the first 40, and just definitely fell away in the second.
You should be happy with your game. Your boots seem to be accurate.
Yeah, it's been around for a while, but we don't want to be just kicking goals. We want to be a team that has optimism and scores tries, and unfortunately we never put ourselves in the situation to do so. So we focus on that. We get over our own half, and when we focus on our bases, we'll be fine.
And another big game, Battle of the Bay for you boys next week. Just keep on coming.
That'll be a great game next week back at home, and the boys will enjoy that. But it's important that we get over this game thoroughly and get better. So we play like this against Hawke's Bay, we're going to get a hiding, so we can't do that. So, but we congratulate the 15 guys that put on the Bay jersey. It's a momentous thing, and I congratulate those boys.
Good luck. All the best for the season.